we going to tackle the Unit 7, which is the syntactic structure. So, can you read the meaning or the definition of syntax, everyone?
Syntax, from a Greek word which means arrange together, refers to the order or the arrangement of words or phrases in order to form a proper sentence.
So when we say syntax, it is the study of sentence structure. So it is primarily concerned with the organization of words and then the structure of sentence. So it is a set of rules, principles, and processes that govern the structure of sentences in a given language. So it dictates how words, how phrases are arranged to create meaningful and grammatically correct sentences. So in English sentences or in English language or grammar, the most common word order is the SVO, or what we call subject, verb, and then the object. So sa English sentences, ano siya basic structure dun sa order sa word. So even though hindi na siya always mag-follow kahit hindi mag-formulate yung question, hindi mo siya mag-una ang subject, hindi mo mag-una ang verb. Pero sa syntax mangod, dina-require or dinaano nga, i-follow mo siya in order to form a grammatically correct sentences. So for example of sentences that follows this word order is
Dog.
Correct, the dog. And then the verb
Beat.
is did and then made.
The man is object.
So here, bisa kita the follow siya o kanyang word order is. So, di ba papantayan ninyo, if ever pasahod, may grammatically correct siya. So, the follow siya sa SEO na order. So, sa syntax, 9 types of rules of syntax. So, first rule is kanyang pag-follow of word order, which is SVO, and then agreement. So, when you say kinig sa agreement, ang subject o ang verb, kinahanglan kay mag-agree bitaw ilang ang verb. So, for example, ang subject is singular, ang verb code is singular. Wherein, kung ang verb is plural, plural po lang nila ang subject. So, and then phrases. So, di ba, most basic sentence can consist man siya of noun phrase and then verb phrase. And then subordination and coordination. So, sa syntax code, it also involves how sentences can be joined together using conjunctions or subordinators like and, but, and though. So, modifier, it is also one of these syntax rules. So, ang modifier dapat i-place mo daw siya properly within the sentence. Para hindi ito mag-cause of confusion and kaberbasa ko na ang sentence. Like for example, the tall building in Manila. So, dapat ang tall, adjective Manila ang tall. So, dapat doon siya sa noun or sa subject na iyang i-modify. So, completeness also, it is also one of the syntax rules, completeness. So, dapat ang sentence mag-consist siya kanang subject and then predicate verb. So, that's the type of syntax rules. So, let's go down to syntactic structures. So, syntactic structures is analyzed by means of how words combine together to form phrases and sentences. So, sa syntactic structure, how words are arranged in sentences para maka-form or to conform grammatical rules to convey meaning. So, it focuses on the rules of different sentences parts like subject, verb, phrases, and object. So, there are two types of structure, syntactic structure. First one is the phrase structure and then the dependency structure. So, this is sa phrase structure na ay sentence. Can you read the sentence?
The cat sat on the mat.
So, pamilya ninyo, bilang ka phrase ng sentence?
6. Oh. 2.
Alright, it can be 2 or it can be 3. So, kaniyang cat, this is the noun phrase. And then, sat on the mat, this is the verb phrase. And then, ang ikatulo is kaniyang, pwede siya mabalik kaniyang on the mat. So, kaniyang on the mat, it is a prepositional phrase since it starts with the preposition on. So, ang pagkama sa phrase structure dito diagram, it looks like this. So, the first one is sentence with ang baguna. So, S means sentence. Kaya, is the cat. And then that is the determiner. That's why dito naman siya o kinamurag line. And then this one is the determiner, the da. And then the noun is the cat. So after the noun phrase, it comes the verb word, which is the sat. So natin sa verb. So kanina siya may verb phrase. So it comes the verb sat. So ikuanan siya, gilay na siya dira. I-indicate ang letter B, which means verb, and then i-indicate the diet of verb word na sat. And then after this, the verb word na sat, here comes the prepositional phrase, which is on command. So pagkawalan sa verb phrase, na naman po na yung prepositional phrase. That's why i-indicate na na ay prepositional phrase. And then sa prepositional phrase, na po naman ang preposition na on. That's why i-indicate po siya na ay preposition, which is ang kaniyang on. And then ganito naman, kung saan siya mga kind of phrase? Or noun phrase. So pareho sa keyboard niya na sa una nga noun phrase, i-determine siya kung siya ang determiner and then ang noun. So that's siya sa phrase structure or hindi pa makatawag ng phrase structure. Magsugod dyan sa sentence, i-breakdown na siya. And then commonly, magsunod dyan ang noun phrase and then the verb phrase. So kanya siya, noun phrase and then the verb phrase. So dili sa noun phrase, we have the determiner, wa, and then the noun, man. So kanya sa verb, na siya ka verb. So kanyang will eat. So kanyang will, what kind of verb is will? Yes, auxiliary. So dili ay so verb. So naman din po mga type of verb, kanyang will is the auxiliary. And then, kanyang siya may main verb doon. And then, after sa verb phrase, nanapagaya yung noun phrase. So that's why mag-indicate na po dali ang is a noun phrase. So same as the first noun phrase, i-determine na kung siya determiner and then so gets na?
Yes.
Saan siya pagpaan? Wait. So the second type of syntactic structure is the dependency structure. So when we say dependency structure, it shows how words are linked together. So sa dependency structure, ang kanaang main verb mo siya ang root. So meaning, dili ang nasalit ang ubang word sa sentence. So ang read, mamali siya ang verb. This is the root of the sentence. So according to this source, kaniyang from here, pag i-point out mo siya dito sa specific word, kung naka-point ang arrow, ang di-point na mo siya ay nag-depend dito sa gigikanan or the tail of the arrow. So kaya from read, iyamang di-point ang student means that the student is dependent on the root of the sentence. Why? Ang relationship ana nilang duha is kanyang student, it is the nominal subject. So it answers the question who or kinsa may ga-action or the do sa action or the doer of the action. So it's the student. And then here comes the novel. So the dependent po siya sa read card. It is what we call the direct object. So it is the direct object and then the student on nominal subject. So ang direct object, nagsalit siya sa root of the sentence which is ang read, kaya nag-answer siya ang question na what. I mean what. So what is being read? So novel. So ano siya? Direct object pa siya. So it answered the question what. So nag-depend nag-depend siya sa iyang subject or sa iyang i-modify. Kaya, hindi siya naka-arrow. So normally, ang kanyang mga determiner, depende din siya sa iyang i-modify, which is kanila, nag-depend siya sa student, and then nag-depend siya sa novel. So, ingon ano ra ang gama sa dependency structure diagram. So, with the use of arrow, and then i-level without every arrow. So, nag-get siya, makakapag-alalan niya po. So, if ever, kapag siya ingon ano ng type, hindi siya kapag free structure, magpa na i-arrow-arrow lang siya, ingon ano siya, or so, di ba, reads mo na siya root of the sentence. So, unsay nag-depend sa read? The student, and then the novel. So, ang nag-depend po sa novel ay sa student, and then the novel are the determiners. Yeah? And then here. So, yan na natin pagkamaka sa dependency structure. So, nasabsan na duha ka touch sa syntactic structure and dependency of phrase structure. So, I'm going to proceed with the four kinds of syntactic structure. So, the first type is the structure of predication. So, when we say structure of predication, it contains a subject and then a predicate. So, it is the relationship between a subject with its modifier and verb. So, for example, Maria left. So, si Maria ang subject, and then left is the predicate, or also considered the verb. Kaya ang predicate man, meaning mag-consist mo siya of action word or na verb. And then the sun. Another example is the sun sets in the west. So the sun is the subject, and then sets in the west is predicate. So when we say predicate, it states about the subject. So kung saan dibuhat sa subject. So another example is Jacob went home. So Jacob is the subject, and then went home is the predicate. So timanan na sa structure of predication, kaya nag-consist siya of subject and then a predicate. Next is the structure of modification. So when we say structure of modification, it composed of a head and a modifier. So this structure may enlarge, choose, change, or even describe the head. So when we say modifier, it is the word that changes or modifies the head. So modifier, so the examples of modifier. Adjective, adverb. So, motion ka sa example sa modifier. So ang head, it is the main word of the subject or the direct object in the sentence that emphasized by the modifier. And then when we say modifier, the word that appears before the subject or direct object in the sentence, and that modifies the head. So, for example, kanyang wisdom 2. So, ang kanyang modifier di ay is magkuhan siya, mas magkuhan siya kaysa sa head. Kaya siya may modify sa head. So, the modifier